Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 18th of November. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Coming up today, I've had a lot of debate about Friday selections in terms of how much to do the bets and in what formation selection pattern should I do the bets. All at Dundalk, so not a challenge around which horses, but how to do the bets. So that's taken up quite a bit of time to try and figure it out. And in the end, I'm going stake and a half for Friday. So it's 5 bets. First race is 12.20 at Ascot. Basically, I've got a small each way Trixie over the jumps early doors, and then a big old gap, and then it's Kempton Dundalk, 1 bet Kempton, and then 3 bets at Dundalk. So I've gone big at Dundalk for tomorrow. I think that's where the value is. I think Kempton's reasonable. I haven't done anything in the Ascot handicaps, so I'm not advising anyone against doing anything in those, but there's some good handicaps on paper in terms of extra places. But from a betting structure point of view, there's no standout favourites, which means the market's quite condensed. And on that basis, and the read of the form it's pretty tight. I just didn't really see the value. So feel free to have a look and then pick yourselves out. But it wasn't pick yourselves out. I don't think you're running. You're not horses. But pick whatever you want out. But I haven't touched the Ascot handicaps for the channel. So I'm big at Dundalk, and it can go either way. Dundalk can be a hero or a zero sometimes. So I'm going big. We could walk away with Zippo from Dundalk very, very easily. It's that kind of place. So before we get to that, we'll go through how we got on Thursday, which was another profit, albeit very, very small. So I got it as 15 on, 18.78 back, so 3.78 profit, but just really nice place to be, having 3 profitable vids on the road because we had such a bad run, and it's just nice to build up a little bit more positive energy after that. So Sunday we had a really nice win. Wednesday was a decent enough win, and then very small win today. So it puts us, I think, about 24 up for the week and about 14 down for the month. So as far as the month goes, we're getting back to even, which, considering where we were, is a much better place to be. For full kind of details about the history of the channel and stats and stuff, it's all in the description for those of you who want to go and have a little goosey gander. So run through these from Thursday. So annoyingly, first horse, non-runner. It was early doors non-runner as well. And yeah, it's one of those ones in hindsight. Should I have put the extra single on the bigger price one? Could have done, didn't. Just got to deal with it now. So it is what it is. So that was a non-runner. Joyful Kit ran with credit. It finished 5th, I think about 50, 66 to 1. I can't remember exactly what the SP was, but it ran with credit considering the price. Then Apples and Pierres, absolute brilliant ride. It's lovely to see a jockey when they win for the first time under rules. And it was a kind of classic horse for the channel in terms of things I've talked about lots, which is it ran badly last time, it's 14 years old, and it's got a jockey that's never won before. All 3 of those things, either individual or combined, are things that most people look at and therefore rule the horse out. And as a result, you get a decent price. We got 28 on the channel, 22s was the SP. So I'm not saying to you I looked at that horse and thought it was going to win the way it did, but it was massively overpriced for its potential. And so, yeah, it's nice to have a decent price winner on the board. We had 2 winners yesterday at double figures, another one today, because, yeah, before that we'd been on an absolute rotten run of not finding any winners. So I'll take it, even though the fact we got nothing with it, because that horse was really disappointing. So, so that was a win on its own, but because of the non-runner, that boosted the return on that bet. And then this started off nicely. Capture the Drama placed, Lake Sand placed, and then the next 2 were a bit disappointing. I say that Alice Kitty was backed in to let half of those odds, and wasn't far away in a bunch finish for places, but ultimately wasn't placed. So it was a place double. So as I said, 15 on, 18.78 back. So moving in to Friday. So for Friday, we are starting with this little bet. This is the only jumps bet I've got for Friday. As I said, I've kind of walked past the Ascot handicaps for the channel. So any bog bookie here, because none of these are paying extra places. So we've got the 12.20 Ascot Ide at 28 to 1. Then the 12.45 Catterick 50 Shades of Resdev 9 to 1. I've got a couple of these names with all one together, it's a nightmare. And then the 10 past 1 at Chepstow Lord Snooty 20 to 1. 25p each way Trixie, and I've put a 50p each way single on the big price today. So that was the one I think is worth doing. So it's just a £3 bet to start us off. Is bet 1. That is the sole jumps bet for the day. And then we've got the Kempton bet, and it's just a straightforward lucky at Kempton. And for all of the all-weather races, there's 3 races I think tomorrow night that Sky are 5. Everybody else is 4. Predominantly all the other races, most bookies, including 365, Paddy, Coral, where you can get some bog, they are all paying 4. So although Sky are best for extra places, and I've put that at the top, actually I think overall, on balance, if I was going to pick one bookmaker, I'd probably pick 365 based on the fact that you're going to get a better price on some of those and you're going to get bog. So I would risk losing the odd 5th place there. So we've got 410 Dorado 11 to 1, 715 Aced It. So this bet, that's the only one there's an extra place with Sky, but if you bet with some of the others you'll get 14, so you're better off. The Aced It 715, 745 Top Secret. That's the only one to watch out on Bet365. It's a much shorter price, but 17 to 2 on Sky. And then we've got the 815 Celtic Sarsha. I think that's right. Oh, I've probably got it wrong. Celtic Sarsha. It's a Gaelic name. I have a history of pronouncing Gaelic names terribly, so let me know if I've got it right or wrong. So that is our last horse, 18 to 1, 815. So it's a £6 bet, 20p each way, lucky 15. All right, that's that. And then we're moving on to Dundalk. So we're going to start simple and then finish off on the complication bet. So all Dundalk, this is a lucky 31 to start us on. So this was the first bet I put together. I was happy with that, and then the other 2 I've put in as well. So 6 o'clock Caesar's Comet 22s, 6:30 Navarossi 14s, 7:30 it's a small price 11 to 2 Florence Thompson. That is the race where on paper you would have thought I would have gone bigger, but I've left it. I've just got the one horse and the one in the one bet, Florence Thompson 11 to 2. I've gone bigger on some of the others. So 8 o'clock Lord Park 16s and 8:30 Kushti 28s, 15p each way, lucky 31. It's a £9.30 total bet. That is bet 3. Oh, I'm still there. I think the screen went blank. Bet 4. Lucky 15, smaller stake. So we've got 4 races. 6 o'clock Chevillon 16 to 1, 6:30 Final Fantasy 12s, 8 o'clock Every Hour on the Hour 25s, 8:30 Cazanet 20 to 1, 15p each way, lucky 15, 450 your bet. Again, 2 of those races, the middle 2 Sky are paying 5, the others are 4, but it might be worth, from a point of view of getting better prices and bog, that putting it on with 365 probably tonight is edging it, I would say. This is when I added it in. It was originally going to be stake and a quarter, and then I've added it in because these horses were already in bet 5 that was bet 4, but it is bet 5. So this is the complicated combination bet. I say complicated. For regular viewers, you'll get exactly what's going on here. But if you're new to it, this might take a little bit of understanding. So we've got the 4 races of going out of Dundalk with the 2 selections in each race. So we've got 6 o'clock Caesar's Comet and Chevillon, 6:30 Navarossi and Final Fantasy, 8 o'clock Lord Park and Every Hour on the Hour, 8:30 Kushti and Cazanet. So the first bit here is all 8 selections. It's 16 times 10p each way, 4 folds. That's £3.20. So you put all 8 in your selections, and then you look at 4 folds, and it would tell you there's 16 of them, 10p each way, £3.20. And then I haven't done any trebles on it, but I've split them into pairs basically. So the first 2 races with the 4 selections, that is 4 times 25p each way doubles. And the next 2 races, the bottom 2, put those in pairs, 4 times 25p each way doubles. So that's £2 for each of those bets. It makes it £7.20. Any questions about that, shove it in the comments. As I said, I think if you're a regular viewer, it will make perfect sense to you. If you're newer to the channel, if you've got questions, please ask. All right, that is that. Word on the golf. Started reasonably. Adrian House had a great round. He's 4th overall. We need top 6, so it's a nice place to be. Robert McIntyre would have been a shot behind him, but he double bogeyed the last hole, which is incredibly unhelpful. And then over in RSM Classic, John, who he started well, but I think the second half of the players out had a slightly better go of it in terms of the draw, but he's only 2 shots away from placing. But it's a very condensed leaderboard. And then Camilo Villegas, Adamare. Basically, it was always going to be a risky bet. The guy was massively out of form, but I basically took a calculated risk that if he was going to bounce back to form, I felt it was going to be this tournament. No, I mean, miracle's going to happen, but I think he's toast. So yeah, we've got 2 going on in one and 1 in the other, ruling out Villegas, I'm thinking. All right, that is me. I'll be back now on Saturday morning, so no channel vid on Friday, back Saturday morning. Nice looking meetings at Ascot and Haydock, so we'll see how we go. Oh, excuse me, I knew that was coming. I was just trying to hold it to get the video done. This is the second time I've tried to do the video because it cut out once already, but yeah, couldn't get to the end of the sneeze. So yeah, back Friday, and there might be something extra on Friday. Back Saturday. And there might be something extra on Saturday. Oh, that was the World Cup. I didn't talk about World Cup. Just remembered. World Cup. So someone asked me, and I was going to say anyway tonight, I've had a big debate about World Cup football bets. And in the end, I've decided not to do it. I'd be doing it because, you know, it's the thing to do at the moment. But I'm not going to come on here with some bets where I haven't got an angle or an edge. I will have a bet myself on the World Cup, but purely just to have a bit of an interest, not because I'm punting a load of money at it. Horses, good. Golf, a little bit. Football, I like football, but not massively for betting. There's plenty of other places where people will be able to share great football bets and stuff. So sadly, I'm not putting anything out for the World Cup because... yeah, I haven't got an edge or an angle, so it's not the most sensible thing to do. Clearly, if it was all about trying to get more views and hits and stuff like that, then it would make sense to do that. But I'm not fussed. So, cool. So what I was going to say though, I'm sure a lot of you will be putting on World Cup bets. So feel free on this video for these comments. So because Saturday's normally a bit of a busy day. Feel free to put on here and share with each other whatever World Cup bets you're placing, i.e. specific, bets you've got, or whether or not there's particular markets that you think are particularly good. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching who will be interested in doing the football bets. Who knows? I might even copy them. I don't really do anyone else's bets, but yeah, put them on here and feel free to share. All right, that is the end, and then yes, Saturday I'll be back on the channel for like normal, and there might be something a little bit extra which I'll mention on Saturday. Not sure yet, but there might be. We'll see. There's a mild sort of tease. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening. Have a good Friday. See you.